Welcome to the channel and my personal storm recap for 2023. I'm very excited to share with you some of the fantastic storms I saw this year. Let's get to it. A few storms rumbled through town on April 4th, with just some lightning and gusty winds to show for it. My first chance to venture out this season began on Friday, April 14th. The kids and I ventured out northwest of Kingman, Kansas, to see this nice little line of storms develop in the early evening hours. The storms became severe warned and produced quarter-sized hail and frequent lightning. The first chase of the year whet my appetite, and I wouldn't have to wait long for the main course. Wednesday, April 19th, my storm of the year. I was lucky enough on this afternoon and evening to chase in the KWCH Storm Team 12 Mobile Weather Lab. Roman Campa and I initially ventured north to the Abilene area along I-70 where a tornado watch was in effect. Meanwhile, more storms began to develop back to our southwest near Hutchinson. After a little time, I scrapped the northern target since the storms didn't look that great and were headed out of our viewing area. We shot south, then east, in an attempt to get out ahead of the wind and hail. As we made our way through the Flint Hills, I told Roman that my dream would be to see another tornado in the Flint Hills. The last time was on April 26th, 1991, and you know how that day turned out. We arrived just west of Eskridge, Kansas, and shot this line of storms bearing down. I figured that these gusting out rumblers would probably be our highlight of the day. Meanwhile, tail end Charlie continued to intensify. A little later as we headed southwest, now on the Kansas Turnpike, I got this text from Chief Meteorologist Ross Jansen. As we got southwest of Emporia, the storm revealed itself and the chase was back on. This beautiful supercell spit out 9 tornadoes and reports of large hail, with one stone measuring 4 inches in diameter. From our vantage point at the cattle pens on the turnpike, we didn't see all 9 tornadoes. Heck, there was only a couple of times we could see condensation of the funnel cloud to about 2/3 of the way down. We provided a play-by-play of the storm for nearly an hour. At least one person was injured near Elmdale when a semi was overturned by one of the tornadoes. In addition to the sculpted storm show, we had a little excitement from wildlife in the area. What the heck is that?
Yeah, it's a coyote.
Get! Coyote?
Yeah.
Jesus. After the varmint scampered away, we continued to watch the storm, and I made this statement on the air. But at least at this point, I'm not seeing anything that's protruding from the ground or from the cloud towards the ground. 2 minutes later. Oh! Okay, Ross. Holy cow. That's changed very quickly. Back to me. Hey, Ross. Well, I'll tell you what, our fortune has just completely changed here in the last couple of minutes. We've got a huge wall cloud now developing there. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it here. I'm trying to zoom in without getting too grainy of a view. There you go, right there in the middle of the screen. That has rapidly changed in just the last 2 minutes. Just since I last talked to you, that completely went from just a little bit of a slight little lump on the bottom to all of a sudden we've got a big blocky wall cloud appearing with that. Quite the evening in Chase County. 3 weeks later on May 9th, I caught up with these storms near Cunningham, Kansas. The shelf clouds were gorgeous with no threat of tornadoes, with rain-cooled air spilling out from the line and well south into northern Oklahoma. My drone captured the scene well amongst the wheat fields and wind farms. 2 days later, an enhanced risk area was draped across Kansas and Oklahoma. Tim Steinert and I, in what I dubbed the Portable Weather Lab, managed to find ourselves in the void between the tornadoes that touched down in western Kansas and in central Oklahoma. That, my friend, takes talent. But I did get the drone up again, and the gypsum hills looked outstanding in the late day sun. On June 17th, the hunter became the hunted. A line of storms moved into Wichita around 11 p.m., prompting tornado warnings and eerie sounds of tornado sirens filling the night air. I got to venture out with Max Dutton in the Mobile Weather Lab on July 14th. We got to see this nice shelf cloud north of Yoder, Kansas, and that pretty much was it. Luck would fare better on Sunday, July 16th. This monster storm formed in northern Kansas and lumbered south across the central part of the Sunflower State. It pounded Russell and Barton counties with large hail and high winds, with numerous reports of tree limbs and power lines down in Gray Bend. We ended the day in Kingman to the side of these spectacular Mamadas clouds. Another little windbag of a storm blew through on the evening of August 5th, with some transformers lighting up near our neighborhood. The convective season for me wrapped up on October 12th with this nifty little storm near McPherson. It was way too windy to launch the drone, but I did manage to snag a nice time lapse out of the deal. Overall, I can't complain about the storms I saw in 2023. Sure, I'd love to get out more, but it's just not possible with family and work commitments. The storms I do get to witness makes me appreciate them more. I look forward to another storm season coming to the plains next spring. Until then, stay warm.